Coronation Street spoilers, consent drama for Amy, Aaron and fresh crisis for Stephen. It's an emotive week on Coronation Street next week when a night out for Amy and Aaron takes a traumatic turn. Plus Stephen gets a taste of his own medicine, Paul is advised to sue Carla, Daisy takes action, and Faye gets an unwelcome reminder of her past. It's your spoiler guide to the key storylines in the week of the 27th of February to the 3rd of March 2023. Summer is gutted when she discovers that Aaron has been having late-night phone conversations with his ex-girlfriend Mia. But when Summer subsequently tells Amy that she's now struggling to trust Aaron, Amy tells her she's being needy and insecure. Summer's response? To hit back at Amy with a jibe about Jacob. Later on, Aaron finds Amy upset after the row and reveals that he's being promoted to mechanic after his probation. In the mood to celebrate, Aaron reminds everyone that it's cocktail night at the bistro. And as he and Amy get ready to go out, the newfound chemistry between them results in an impromptu snog. But Amy pulls away, racked with guilt. The trouble is, the evening out doesn't go to plan, with Amy soon seen leaving as she struggles her feelings. Aaron, meanwhile, argues again with Summer and announces he's going back to the flat as well. Back home, Amy then plays drinking games with Aaron and eventually stumbles off to the bedroom, declaring herself to be too drunk. But Aaron then climbs into bed next to her and attempts a kiss, with Amy completely oblivious to what he then does next. Stephen tries to convince the shareholders that they should hold a vote of no confidence in Carla, but Faye gets her phone out to tip her off. The end result of all this is that Carla then gives Stephen a rollicking for trying to oust her from the business. Not giving up though, Stephen goes on to lace Carla's tea with more LSD. But when she spits the drink out and complains that he's used full-fat milk, Stephen realizes that he's handed her the wrong cup. As he and Carla then head to a nearby hotel for the Nipper presentation, Stephen takes to the stage, only for his vision to begin blurring. Realizing that he must have taken the LSD in error, Stephen starts to take a trip down memory lane, but will he unmask himself in the process? After Paul narrowly avoids injury at work, Ed orders Paul to go home and tells him he can't take him back on at the yard until he's had the medical all clear. Paul then admits to Billy that he hasn't felt right since the accident, and following the chat, he's then convinced by both Billy and Dee Dee that he needs to sue Carla for negligence. Wednesday's drama then finds Paul being told by Dr. Gaddis that his hand could take 12 weeks to heal. So Gemma urges him to go after Carla for loss of earnings. Peter, meanwhile, realizes that Carla wasn't insured to drive the van, so offers Paul £15,000 in return for him dropping the case. Initially, Paul accepts but ends up returning the cash on the advice of Dee Dee, who explains that he needs to wait until he's had a full diagnosis. Daisy is informed by the catering company that wedding cake samples are being sent for her approval. But when it turns out to be Justin who's delivering them, Daisy is appalled and reports his stalking to the firm, who refuse to take action without proof. Daniel then admits to Ken how worried he is about the risk Justin may pose to Bertie. So Ken promises that he and the family will help Daisy through this. In the end, though, it's Maria who helps the most when she opens up to Daisy about her own ordeal with a stalker. And, acting on the advice she receives, Daisy goes back to the police and is granted a hearing for a stalking protection order the following week. Faye reveals to Sally that Jackson, her daughter's father, has reached out to ask if she wants to see them. But Faye is reluctant and explains to Sal that, following her early menopause, she's now come to terms with never being a mother and doesn't want to risk upsetting herself by seeing Miley. The next day, though, Sally offers to look after Gloria and, pretending she needs to nip out, ends up leaving the baby with Faye. When she later returns home to find them playing, Sally starts to hope that her ploy has worked.